Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. Today is Friday, and as promised, today's live stream is kind of chill. Hold on, let me turn the AC off. I don't think I'm going to put up today's live stream on the podcast. At least I don't think so right now. But the idea is to have the Friday live stream not really about anything and just talk about things that you want to talk about. And by that, I don't even mean the things that we do talk about on any given weekday. We talk about uh, politics, contemporary affairs, religion, atheism, etc. Let this be more every day. You know, क्या देख रहे हो टीवी पे, क्या पढ़ रहे हो, कुछ इशू है, क्या प्रॉब्लम है, उस टाइप की चीज़ें. So if you have something like that to add, I will share the live stream link in the chat anyway. In the मतलब आज बहुत informal होने वाला है. I have no agenda. I have no nothing. I'm not even going to start by saying that you can find this podcast on Spotify, etc. I'm just going to share the link, and you can click on it, and you can come live, and we can talk. By the way, आज का लाइव स्ट्रीम यूट्यूब पे और ट्विच पे दोनों पे हो रहा है. आई रियलाइज दैट आई हैव अ ट्विच अकाउंट एंड दैट आई डिड यूज टू गो लाइव ऑन सम टाइम अगो, एंड आई हैव affiliate status on Twitch, and I'm not doing anything with that account. सो आई माइट एज वेल. सो आज का जो लाइव स्ट्रीम है, इनफैक्ट मैं आपसे सारा का सारा लाइव स्ट्रीम यूट्यूब और ट्विच पे साइमल्टेनियसली करूंगा. देखते हैं क्या होता है. I don't expect to make much money from Twitch, but it's an interesting platform, and they are making some good changes. So it might be a good idea to stay there. Also, uh, I'm thinking that coming Monday's live stream, I'll probably do about content creation advice. So if anyone of you, even today we can talk about it. If any of you have questions about starting a YouTube channel, becoming a social media something or the other, you have something to say, and you're looking for a nice way to do it, like starting a podcast, starting a channel, starting a blog, starting an email newsletter, I have done all of that. So you can just ask me, and you can even come live and ask me face to face. So I'll be happy to help. This is free advice from someone who has busted their nether regions trying to do this shit for years now. Right, so let's look at a few comments. Uh, uh, Purvesh, who's a member, says this music is amazing. Yeah, it came with StreamYard, apparently. The software itself, the software that I'm using, has this music inbuilt. So I'm uh, kind of trying to use more StreamYard features because it helps me uh, get away from the trouble of preparing an intro and an outro. So I just took a video clip, I looped it, and I played the StreamYard music in the background. In fact, I can play the music right now also. It can just play in the background. I can reduce the volume of it. Hold on. Yeah, let's play it at 30%. Maybe this will help. But after all, the goal is to be chill today. Hold on. Pankaj says hi. Confirm Jannati says hi. Anarchist Atheist says Jumma Mubarak Vimo. Moon says Roe versus Wade. Yeah, that was quite sad. I mean, I don't know. One of the things that worries me a lot is that the things that happen in a. Yeah, I wanted to hear the music, so I'll keep the headphone on. One of the things that worries me that the things that happen in America usually end up affecting a lot of other countries, not just in the neighborhood of America, but also here. There was a survey done some years back in which it was found that the only country more pro-America than India is America itself. So it's not like we are in a good place right now anyway. We are in a terrible place as far as civil liberties is concerned. हाँ, कुछ लोग हैं जिनको ये ढोंग करने में मजा आता है कि हाँ secular liberal हैं. But I think at this point, as an atheist, if someone asked me what is your personal irrational belief, I would say that my personal irrational belief is that India is a secular democracy, because we don't see evidence of it on the ground or in government policy anywhere. So when something like Roe versus Wade going away in America, abortion, the right to abortion for women goes away. Women's rights to make decisions about their own body is going away. What to do? By the way, which reminds me, someone just sent me something on Twitter. There was this article in Countercurrents today, which was about how Gita Press has preached the enslavement of Hindu women in the past. And somebody sent me a quote from a Gita Press book that I'll share with you. Hold on. How do I share it? Share screen. Yeah, here it is. I hope you can read it. In case you can't read the Hindi bits, I'll just I'll just read it out for you. जगत के अन्य क्षेत्रों में जो नारी का स्थान संकुचित, होल्ड ऑन, इसके साथ अच्छा म्यूजिक सूट नहीं करता, लेट मी जस्ट टर्न द म्यूजिक ऑफ फॉर अ बिट. या जगत के अन्य क्षेत्रों में जो नारी का स्थान संकुचित या सीमित दिख पड़ता है, उसका कारण यही है कि नारी बहुक्षेत्र व्यापी कुशल पुरुष का उत्पादन और निर्माण करने के लिए अपने एक विशिष्ट क्षेत्र में रहकर ही प्रकारांतर से सारे जगत की सेवा करती है. ट्रांसलेशन इज, द प्रॉब्लम्स दैट women are facing today is because women are not meant to be out there, they are meant to manufacture capable males. यदि नारी अपनी इस विशिष्टता को भूल जाए तो जगत का विनाश बहुत शीघ्र होने लगे. इफ वुमेन फॉरगेट देयर रोल, देन द वर्ल्ड विल प्रिटी सून बी डिस्ट्रॉयड. आज यही हो रहा है. टुडे दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. हनुमान पोद्दार नारी शिक्षा में इसी पहलू को आगे रेखांकित करते हैं. स्त्री को बाल, युवा और वृद्धावस्था में जो स्वतंत्र ना रहने को कहा गया है, वो इसी दृष्टि से कि उसके शरीर का नैसर्गिक संगठन ही ऐसा है कि उसे सदा एक सावधान पहरेदार की जरूरत है. He is talking about, this is a preface to the book, and the book that it is described as the reason women are asked not to be free as children, youth, or old women is because they are naturally constituted in such a way that they need protection. यह उसका पद गौरव है, ना कि पारतंत्र. दिस इज समथिंग दैट इज, दिस इज द ग्लोरी ऑफ बीइंग अ वुमन, मोर और लेस. क्या स्त्री को नौकरी करनी चाहिए? बिल्कुल नहीं. शुड वुमेन हैव अ जॉब? डेफिनेटली नॉट. स्त्री का हृदय कोमल होता है, अतः वो नौकरी का कष्ट, प्रताड़ना, तिरस्कार आदि नहीं सह सकती. द हार्ट ऑफ द वुमन इज सॉफ्ट एंड जेंटल, एंड देयरफॉर शी कैन नॉट सफर द इंडिग्निटीज ऑफ अ जॉब. थोड़ी ही विपरीत बात आते ही उसकी आंखों में आंसू आ जाते हैं. शी स्टार्ट्स क्राइंग इवन व्हेन देयर इज अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ अ प्रॉब्लम. अतः नौकरी, खेती, व्यापार आदि का काम पुरुषों के जिम्मे है और घर का काम स्त्रियों के जिम्मे. दिस इज व्हाई जॉब्स, एग्रीकल्चर, कॉमर्स आर द जॉब्स ऑफ मेन एंड हाउस होल्ड वर्क इज फॉर वुमेन. क्या बेटी को पिता की संपत्ति में हिस्सा मिलना चाहिए? सवाल जवाब के रूप में छापी गई पुस्तिका का गृहस्थ में कैसे रहें, लेखक स्वामी रामसुख दास का जवाब इस बारे में दो टूक है. हिस्सा मांगने एंड देन इट गेट्स कट ऑफ, बट यू गेट द आइडिया. दिस इज, लेट मी टेल यू वेयर दिस इज फ्रॉम. दिस इज फ्रॉम a video, Gita Press. This is from Amit Verma's podcast, episode number 139. It's called The Gita Press and Hindu Nationalism. I will share a link to it in the chat. Gita Press and Hindu Nationalism. I've shared the link in the chat and you can take a look at it. But this is the kind of horrendous patriarchal stuff that is peddled to a large number of people all over India in the name of religion and spirituality. And then there will be, there will be urban upper caste people who will say that, why are you constantly saying bad things about India? Can't you focus on something good? The problem is, if there is a boat and the boat is very beautiful, the paint job is amazing, the structure is amazing, the rooms are gorgeous, but there is a hole in the hull and the boat is sinking, and you say the hole is causing us to drown. If someone comes and says, yeah, but there is so much good about the boat also, the paint job is nice, the rooms are nice, the food is great, why are you not talking about that? Arey bhaiya, the urgent problem that is sinking the boat right now, if we don't talk about it, then all that glorious stuff in the boat is not going to help any of us. But Roe versus Wade going away and then me coming across this excerpt immediately, it kind of does not make me feel very nice. तो चिल स्ट्रीम तो हो गया फ्राइडे का. रिलैक्स करने के लिए स्ट्रीम किया था. We have, I'll get to the comments, guys. Hold on. We have Cherish on the live stream. Hi, Cherish.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Cherish. The audio is still bad.
Damn. I'll have to probably get
Audio
a
is still
new
quite
one.
bad. I can't understand anything you're saying. Maybe you could try from a desktop computer. um, Being bald is not a hairstyle, Vimo. Moon Moon says. Well, it's a little bit too late for me because I'm already too old to worry about the hairstyle. In fact, I want to shave my head. I want to shave my head and remain in a state of shaved head permanently. But certain members of my family are not in favor of it. So we shall see. Um, Kavan says, I'm joining a Vemo Live video after a year. I'm so excited. Why a year? I think you've been around, right? You've been on Instagram. Sometimes you have come. I'm not doing live streams on Instagram anymore because Instagram का तो ये है कि they have been promising monetization features for more than 2 years now and nothing has happened. So at some point you have to give up on it. So मेरा Instagram पे output काफ़ी कम हो गया है. But hello and welcome. Manmad says, why do Indian movies lack the subtlety and make believeness of Western movies? Why are our movies so fanciful and soulless? Imagine Citizen Kane circa 1941 compared with contemporary Indian movies. Yeah, so I see that some people are in the queue. Hold on, I'll get there. But let me just answer this. Our storytelling traditions are inspired by our street theater traditions. Our films for a long time used to be very theatrical. In fact, right now is probably one of the best times in the film industry because we do have a lot of diversity in terms of tone, content, etc., which was completely absent in the 90s. In the 90s, when I grew up, almost every single commercial movie had the same story. Boy and girl fall in love. Boy and girl, have families which hate each other. Boy and girl decide to run away anyway, and they run away, and the families come after them. And eventually, a lot of fighting happens while the girl cowers in the corner, and the boy fights a lot of people, and they either kill someone or their families understand that there's no point trying to keep them apart, and then they get married, and they lived happily ever after. We have gone through such periods of darkness as far as cinema is concerned, and we have kind of better movies now. We had good movies which were socially relevant back in the 60s, 60s and 70s. So those were good times. बीच में एक time आया which was essentially my childhood, which was just terrible shit. And a lot of good actors in Hindi cinema right now were made their debuts in these films. Ajay Devgan is one example. But things happen. America has a movie making tradition, very old one. Japan and Korea have storytelling traditions that are their comics have a distinct flavor of their own because they have a storytelling tradition of that sort. We had street theater, and that is what informed our filmmaking, dynamics of our filmmaking. I have anarchist doctor in the chat. Hi, what's up?
Hello, sir.
Hello. Sir मत बोलो यार.
Okay. So first of all, bear with my English because I don't think it's very good. Okay.
That's okay. You can speak in Hindi if you want to.
Okay. हाँ सर, तो ठीक है अगर मैं हिंदी बोल सकता हूँ. तो
हाँ.
मैं पूछ रहा था जैसे अभी जैसे रो वर्सेस वेड का जो आया है, तो मतलब आपको नहीं लगता कि मतलब जो डेमोक्रेसी है उसके साथ कुछ फंडामेंटली रॉन्ग है? मतलब हर एक इंडिविजुअल को आप वोटिंग राइट्स दे रहे हो, हर मैटर में उसका मतलब इक्वल ओपिनियन है, चाहे वो उस फील्ड में एक्सपर्ट हो या नहीं हो, है ना? तो मुझे आपको नहीं लगता है जो एक्सपर्ट है, हाँ, तो
मेरा
जो उनको
पॉइंट
थोड़ा
है कि डेमोक्रेसी के साथ जो प्रॉब्लम है उसको तुमने करेक्टली आइडेंटिफाई किया है, पर हमारे पास उसके अलावा बेटर ऑप्शन है कौन सा?
There are seen some videos on like on YouTube, but मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि डेमोक्रेसी है ना, चेंज को मतलब इजीली एक्सेप्ट नहीं करती, और जो प्रोग्रेसिविज्म है, मतलब जो प्रोग्रेसिव आइडियाज है उनको इजीली एक्यूमुलेट नहीं कर पाती, क्योंकि एक इलीट माइनॉरिटी जो मान लीजिए आप एक इलीट माइनॉरिटी है और वो जानती है कि सही और गलत में फर्क जानती है, तो एक वो मेजोरिटी जो उन चीजों को अभी तक समझी नहीं है उसको कैसे एक्सप्रेस करेगी उन चीजों को?
देखो, एलीट माइनॉरिटी का प्रॉब्लम तो ये है कि एलीट माइनॉरिटी इन इंडिया विल बी अपर कास्ट हिंदूज, राइट? और जब अपर कास्ट हिंदूज बाकी सब लोगों के लिए ये डिसाइड करेंगे कि उनको क्या करना है, कैसे जीना है, देन दैट विल क्रिएट इट्स ओन काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स.
एलीट इन द सेंस कि मतलब जो ज्यादा मतलब सेक्युलर या जो ज्यादा प्रोग्रेसिव आइडियाज रखते हैं उनकी मैं बात कर रहा हूँ.
नहीं, उसमें भी
तो वो
प्रॉब्लम
कैसे
है
एक्सप्रेस?
क्योंकि दो एपिसोड पहले मैंने एक वीडियो किया था व्हिच वाज अबाउट द हिपोक्रेसी ऑफ इंडियन लिबरल्स, राइट?
यस
हम
यस
लोग
यस.
हम लोग एक चीज़ जो गलत समझते हैं वो ये है कि अगर कोई पढ़ा लिखा है, अगर कोई सेक्युलरिज्म की बातें करता है, मतलब उसके पास सारे आइडियाज़ सही होंगे, जो कि गलत है. इसका कोई गारंटी नहीं है. ऐसे बहुत सारे नेता हैं हमारे पॉलिटिक्स में जो हाईली एजुकेटेड हैं, जो हार्वर्ड वगैरह जाके पढ़ के आए हैं, पर अभी गोबर और अमरूद की बात कर रहे हैं, राइट?
बिल्कुल.
सो समाज में कोई भी क्लास किस प्रकार से बिहेव करेगी, उसका उसका मानक कभी भी ये नहीं हो सकता है कि वो कितने पढ़े लिखे हैं, क्योंकि पढ़ा लिखा होना
बिल्कुल
सेकेंडरी बन जाता है सोशल प्रिविलेज के सामने।
बिल्कुल।
डेमोक्रेसी में प्रॉब्लम्स हैं।
हाँ,
अक्सर ऐसा होता है कि बहुत सारे लोग गधे निकलते हैं और एक गधा डिसीजन को सपोर्ट मिल जाता है और वो अ, ये इसमें आ जाता है, लॉ में आ जाता है।
हम्म,
पर हमारे पास
हम्म,
उसके अलावा डेमोक्रेसी एक बेकार सिस्टम है, पर जितने भी सिस्टम हैं, उनमें से वो सबसे कम बेकार है।
नो
हमारे
लाइक
पास अगर
लाइक
उसके उसके मुकाबले कोई और तरीका होता, तो वी कुड हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट इट।
जैसे स्टेट स्टेट थीज में या फिर कम्युनिज्म में, हाँ,
हुँ।
तो उसमें मतलब आपको नहीं लगता कि उसमें ज्यादा एलिमेंट्स ये थे कि उसमें सोसाइटी को रैपिडली सेक्युलराइज करना, रैपिडली प्रोग्रेसिव बनाना उसको, इसके लिए मतलब आसान था उनके लिए ये।
देखो
जैसे आज भी जैसे मुस्लिम
बोलो
एक
प्रोग्रेसिव का डेफिनेशन क्या होगा फिर?
प्रोग्रेसिव इन द सेंस की जो मतलब जो ज्यादा रेशनल हो, इन द सेंस आई वुड से।
रैशनल इज़ नॉट ऑलवेज़ प्रोग्रेसिव। अगर तुम एक ऐसी सोसाइटी में रहते हो, जहाँ पे रिलीजियस लोग हैं और तुम्हारे स्टेट ने डिसाइड किया कि रिलीजियोसिटी इज़ नॉट रैशनल, आई एग्री विद दैट बाय द वे। आई जस्ट डोंट वांट टू इम्पोज़ इट ऑन अदर पीपल। तो तुम्हारी सोसाइटी, तुम्हारे गवर्नमेंट को कुछ डिसीजंस लेने पड़ेंगे। या तो लोगों को अपने धर्म का पालन करने दो जब तक वो किसी को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाते, या तो धर्म को बैन कर दो। धर्म को बैन करोगे तो कई लोगों को दुख पहुंचेगा और कई लोग विद्रोह करेंगे। अगर लोगों को अपने धर्म को फॉलो करने दोगे तो भी कई लोगों को प्रॉब्लम होगी। मेरा पॉइंट ये है कि हम लोग जब तक ढूंढते रहेंगे एक सिस्टम जिसको एक बार एक्टिवेट कर दिया, चाबी भर दी, तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली परफेक्टली काम करेगा, तब तक ये समस्या जाएगी नहीं। हमें कॉन्स्टेंटली अवेयर रहना पड़ेगा, हमें कॉन्स्टेंटली एक्टिव रहना पड़ेगा पॉलिटिक्स में। तुम कोई भी सिस्टम लाओ, जब तक, जैसे तुम एक प्रोग्रेसिव थियोक्रेसी की बात कर सकते हो, ये प्रोग्रेसिव डिक्टेटरशिप की बात कर सकते हो, पर उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या पता है? जब कोई प्रॉब्लम होगी, तो तुम्हारे और मेरे पास उसके खिलाफ सवाल उठाने का अधिकार नहीं होगा। डेमोक्रेसी में वो है। 50 प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, पर हम उसको ठीक करने के लिए कुछ कर सकते हैं। एक ऐसी नाव है जिसमें छेद हो जाते हैं कभी-कभी, पर हम सबके पास वो टूल्स हैं जिससे हम उन छेदों को भर सकें। अगर हम एक ऐसी नाव का इंतज़ार कर रहे हैं जिसमें कभी छेद होगा ही नहीं, तो वो तो नहीं होने वाला है। इज़ दैट ओके?
तो आपको क्या लगता है, व्हाट आर द चेंजेस दैट आर रिक्वायर्ड इन अ डेमोक्रेसी, व्हाट चेंजेस वी कैन मेक?
आई थिंक हम लोग जिस स्टेट में अभी हैं, द मोस्ट
नो वी शुड
पावरफुल
लाइक
चेंज, या
ओके ओके
नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा था कि हमारे पास डेमोक्रेसी को हेल्दी और ज़िंदा बचाए रखने का सबसे अच्छा तरीका है एक इन्फॉर्म्ड इलेक्टोरेट। और इन्फॉर्म्ड इलेक्टोरेट का मतलब है टू फोल्ड: वन, अ फ्री एंड इम्पार्शियल मीडिया, एंड टू, फ्री एजुकेशन फॉर एवरीवन, फ्री गुड एजुकेशन फॉर एवरीवन। इसीलिए डेमोक्रेसी के प्रति जो सबसे बड़ा खतरा है, वो है नंबर वन गोदी मीडिया, और नंबर टू इतिहास की बुक्स और एजुकेशन सिस्टम्स में वो चेंजेस करना जो कि एक पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी के रिलीजियस व्यूज के साथ कंड्यूसिव है। रो वर्सेस वेड जो है, ये क्यों आया? ये इसलिए आया क्योंकि अमेरिका के जो इवेंजेलिकल क्रिश्चियंस हैं, उन्होंने अपने रिलीजियस व्यूज को अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में थोपने की कोशिश की। ये जो प्रो लाइफर्स जो अपने आप को कहते हैं, जो कहते हैं कि हम किसी अ, अजन्मे बच्चे की जान नहीं जाने दे सकते, पर अगर उसकी वजह से वो लड़की मर जाए जो प्रेग्नेंट है, तो वो चलेगा हमको। The patriarchal idea that is the foundation of this belief came from their religion, right? तो यहाँ भी वही हो रहा है। यहाँ भी हमारे साइंटिफिक लैब्स में, हमारे एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस में, हमारे हिस्ट्री बुक्स में धर्म को घुसेड़ा जा रहा है। हमें धर्म को बर्बाद करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, हमें बस धर्म को इन जगहों से बाहर रखने की ज़रूरत है।
लाइक यू नो every technology है
अनाकिस्ट,
कि
आपका
हम
ऑडियो
हर
टूट रहा है।
मैटर में
आपका ऑडियो टूट रहा है।
हेलो
ऑडियो टूट रहा है। आप बाहर हैं क्या?
हेलो
आप मुझे रात की
आई
आवाज़ आ रही है कुछ
थिंक द नेट
या मुझे लगता है आप नेटवर्क एरिया से बाहर चले गए हैं। आपका आवाज़ आवाज़ टूट रहा है।
नो 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 हेलो लिसन टू हेलो
नहीं सर, आवाज़ नहीं आ रही है ढंग से। मैं आपको काट रहा हूँ, आप अगर वापस आना चाहें तो आ सकते हैं। मैं किसी और के पास
ओके
जाता हूँ।
ओके
कूल,
टाइम सर
थैंक यू। राइट, सो नाउ आई हैव अमेया। हाय अमेया।
Hi Vimo, how are you
हाय,
doing?
गुड गुड, व्हाट्स अप?
I'm fine too. Like not that fine, but ठीक है. चल रहा
क्या चल रहा है?
है। 12th खत्म हुआ है अभी अभी, तो
ऑडियो टूट
थोड़ा
रहा है यार।
टेंशन है
12th का
कॉलेज
एग्जाम
वगैरह का।
खत्म हुआ?
आई एम फ्रॉम कॉमर्स। अच्छा अच्छा। तो थोड़ा उसका टेंशन है, कॉलेज वगैरह ढूंढना है अभी। एंड एज
अच्छा।
आई एम फ्रॉम सीबीएसई बोर्ड, दैट्स इवन मोर बैड। सो एनीवे, मेरा सवाल ये था कि एज अ अपर कास्ट हिंदू माई सेल्फ, व्हाट कैन आई डू टू यू नो मेक अ डिफरेंस और एनीथिंग, कि जिससे थोड़ा, जैसा आप बोलते हो, रिलीजन का डिवैल्यूएशन हो थोड़ा। और
You can start by
माय फैमिली इज
listening.
वेरी कंजर्वेटिव।
You can listen. You can listen to the voices from so-called backward castes, and listen to them about what they say needs to change. क्योंकि अक्सर हम लोग आपस में ही बातें करते रह जाते हैं। तुम एक सवर्ण इंसान हो, तुम मुझसे बात कर रहे हो। मैं भी सवर्ण हूँ, तुम भी सवर्ण हो। हम लोग आपस में बातें करते रह जाते हैं और हम लोग उनकी नहीं सुनते जिनकी सुननी चाहिए। सो दलित राइटर्स को पढ़ो, दलित स्कॉलर्स को सुनो। उसके बाद साल भर के अंदर हो सकता है तुमको कुछ आइडियाज़ आएँ कि क्या चीज़ें वो लोग चाहते हैं। अगर हमको समाज में इक्वालिटी चाहिए, तो हमें उन लोगों की बातें सुननी होगी जो कि इनइक्वालिटी का शिकार हैं। दैट्स ऑल। वहाँ से स्टार्ट करो। इवेंचुअली यू विल रीच योर ओन कंक्लूजन्स।
ओके विमो, दैट वाज इट फॉर नाउ। अगली
ग्रेट।
बार नए सवाल के साथ आऊँगा।
ठीक है, एंड बेस्ट ऑफ लक विथ योर फ्यूचर बाय द वे। एग्ज़ाम के बारे में चिंता मत करो। एग्ज़ाम्स शॉर्ट टर्म में बहुत बड़े लगते हैं, पर एक्चुअली इन द लॉन्ग टर्म योर फ्यूचर इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू बी डिसाइडेड बाय योर स्कोर्स। डोंट वरी अबाउट इट। चलो, गुड नाइट। नाउ आई हैव लॉजिकली। हाय लॉजिकली।
हाय विमो, हाउ आर यू?
गुड, गुड, हाउ आर यू?
फाइन फाइन। बस बहुत दिन से बात करने, वो काफी टाइम हो गया था बात करे।
हाँ, आप पिछले 2 एपिसोड में आए थे पर आपको लिया नहीं जा सका। सॉरी अबाउट दैट।
ना, नो प्रॉब्लम नो प्रॉब्लम। मेरा बस वो थोड़ा वो, आपको पता होगा मैं चैटिंग में कंफर्टेबल नहीं हूँ ना, तो इसलिए मेरे को ज्वाइन ही होना पड़ता, नहीं तो मैं आपको सारे मैसेज वैसे ही
हाँ,
बता दूं
हाँ,
जो मेरे को।
हाँ, या
बस मैं आपको शॉर्टकट में बताऊंगा। एक तो ना, आपके एक्सपेक्टेशन में तो आपके सब्सक्राइबर जल्दी बढ़ रहे हैं, मगर
हुँ,
मेरी मेरी रीडिंग के हिसाब से बहुत कम है आपका जो है। अब मैं बताऊं
हुँ,
कैसे। बिल्कुल मेरा जेन्युइन आपके साथ ऑडियंस ही बताएगी अगर मैं गलत हुआ तो। जैसे जो मैं कुछ चैनल से नाम लूंगा, अच्छे चैनल से नाम ले सकता हूँ ना, जिनके पास आप जाते हैं, जो
हाँ,
ये
हाँ,
ग्रुप है ना।
बिल्कुल, ले सकते
जैसे,
किसी का भी नाम ले सकते हो।
हाँ, जैसे ये जो ये मेरे ख्याल से यूट्यूब एल्गोरिदम में ही, जैसे हारिस सुल्तान, गालिब कमाल, ह्यूमन विद साइंस, साइंस जर्नी, रिली सजाद और निष्पक्ष आवाज, ये जो 6 चैनल है ना, इसके लगभग कॉमन ऑडियंस है। और
हुँ,
इनमें क्या यूनिक है कि इनमें से कोई भी एक चैनल बंदा डिस्कवर कर लेता है ना,
हुँ,
तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली सारे चैनल डिस्कवर कर लेता है।
रिकमेंड हो जाते हैं। हाँ, मैंने
हाँ,
देखा है।
पता नहीं।
मैं जब अपने यूट्यूब स्टैटिस्टिक्स में जाता हूँ, तो मुझे
हाँ
उन
हाँ
चैनल्स की लिस्ट दिखती है जो कि जिनको कि मेरी ऑडियंस ज़्यादा देखती है। उसमें
हाँ
हारिस सुल्तान, गालिब कमाल तो आते ही हैं। साथ ही साथ
हाँ
प्रखर के प्रवचन आता है और वो जो
हाँ
गैंगस्टा कुछ तो पॉडकास्ट है श्वेताब जी का, वो भी आता है।
हाँ
सो इट्स द सेम ऑडियंस। मेरा
तो ना
मेरी ज़िंदगी में सबसे बड़ा दुःख ये है कि ऑलमोस्ट 100% ऑफ द ऑडियंस ऑफ दिस चैनल इज़ मेल और मुझे
हाँ
लड़कियाँ चाहिए। यहाँ पे लड़कियों को मैं ज़्यादा मतलब मैं चाहता हूँ कि मेरे ऑडियंस में फीमेल
जी
रिप्रेजेंटेशन बढ़े और वो
जी
नहीं हो
जी।
रहा है।
ना चलो, अब ना ना जैसे जैसे ना ये जो मैंने ग्रुप बताया ना, इनमें से देखो
हुँ,
3-4 के साथ आपका इंटरेक्शन हो चुके हैं। ये
हुँ,
क्योंकि इन 6 के 6 चैनल पे मैंने कॉमन्स देखे, कॉमन ऑडियंस हर बार देखी है मैंने, कॉमन
हुँ,
ऑडियंस।
हुँ, हुँ,
और 2-3 तो ऐसे हैं जो वो आते हैं ना रिलीजन वाले, उन्होंने घंटों बहस करी है।
हुँ,
वो मगर वो आप मेरे ख्याल से या तो साइंस ड्रॉप के थ्रू आते हैं या इस ग्रुप के थ्रू आते हैं, मगर इस ग्रुप के थ्रू आपका जो ज्यादा डिगिंग कर रहा है ना, वो आ पा रहा है। जो ज्यादा डिगिंग कर रहा है ना, मेरी तरह है या कोई
हुँ।
मिलन की तरह है या आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट की तरह, जो लोग हैं ज्यादा डिगिंग कर रहे हैं, मगर
पता
आपका
है
चैनल।
और चीज़ क्या है? और चीज़ ये
जी
है कि ये एक लाइव स्ट्रीम चैनल है, मतलब ये एक वीडियो चैनल नहीं है। मतलब इन वीडियोज़ को अपलोड करने से पहले
जी
ज़्यादातर यूट्यूब चैनल में क्या होता है, आप एक वीडियो बनाते हैं, आप थंबनेल इमेज बनाते हैं, टाइटल डिसाइड करते हैं, टैग्स वगैरह लिखते हैं और फिर अपलोड करते हैं। इन वीडियोज़ को शुरू करने से पहले मुझे पता ही नहीं होता कि आज के एपिसोड में क्या होने वाला है। सो मैं लिखता हूँ एक चीज़ और एपिसोड में
जी
कुछ और हो जाता है। उसके बाद एपिसोड खत्म होने के बाद मैं जाके डिस्क्रिप्शन वगैरह में चेंजेस करता हूँ और फिर पॉडकास्ट एपिसोड अपलोड करता हूँ। सो ये उस तरीके से तो ग्रो नहीं करेगा जिस तरीके से नॉर्मली यूट्यूब चैनल ग्रो करते हैं। ये वर्ड ऑफ माउथ से ही ग्रो करेगा। मतलब जो लोग देख रहे हैं वो अगर अपने दोस्तों को बताएँ कि आओ सुनो, आओ देखो, तभी ये ग्रो करेगा। और अगर उस कारणवश अगर ये थोड़ा स्लो ग्रो करता है तो चलेगा मेरे को।
ना मेरे को पता है, आपको तो चलेगा मगर मेरे को नहीं चलेगा, क्योंकि ये वो गूगल का एल्गोरिथम तो मैं देख रहा हूँ ना, वही जो बहस करने आते हैं ना, वो इनसे जो मैं लाना चाह रहा हूँ आपके पास, मैं देखूँ आप कैसे टैकल करोगे वो। जैसे है एक आधी ऑडियंस, आपके ऑडियंस को पता होगा, जैसे राम कलेश है, 2-3 है, और
राम
वो
कलेश
इन
कौन?
6 के 6। एक तो राम कलेश है, वो ये आपके ऑडियंस बता देगी। उसका प्रॉब्लम ये है कि वो सब चैनल में जाता है, उसको यही है कि आप बुद्धिज्म की बुराई करो, उसका तो मेन एम ही है
हाँ, या अच्छा, या कुछ लोग हैं, वो आते
बुद्धिज्म
हैं और उन
की।
झगड़ों को कंटिन्यू करने की कोशिश करते हैं, जिन
हम्म,
झगड़ों को उन्होंने किसी और चैनल पे शुरू किया था। और मेरी
बिल्कुल
समझ में नहीं
बिल्कुल।
आता कि वो किस चीज़ के बारे में बात कर रहे होते हैं।
आपके पास ना खाली अभी तक एक ही पहुंचा है, सुभाष चौहान, वो उतना पॉपुलर नहीं था, वो जल्दी निकल गया। एक और है
हाँ,
अरविंद, एक अरविंद है, राम कलेश है, और एक है रोहन सक्सेना। ये सारे चैनलों पे घंटा घंटा वेस्ट कर चुके हैं, 1-1 घंटे से, मतलब काफी टाइम, और सबने इनको टाइम भी दिया है, काफी
आई होप
बढ़िया
दे
ये
आई
वो।
मुझे मुझे लगता है कि उनको एक चीज़ पता होनी चाहिए, और वो होता है कि एक लाइव स्ट्रीम, अगर तुम चाहते हो कि एक लाइव स्ट्रीम को कोई ना देखे, तो द बेस्ट थिंग यू कैन डू इज़ नॉट गो टू इट। क्योंकि अगर तुम लोग जाके उसके
हाँ
कमेंट्स में
हाँ
50 लाइनें टाइप करोगे, तो यूट्यूब
हाँ
एल्गोरिदम वो लाइव स्ट्रीम और लोगों को दिखाएगा, और तुम्हारा जो इंटेंशन है उसका उल्टा होगा। सो अगर तुम
हाँ हाँ,
चाहते हो कि कोई चैनल फेल हो जाए तो उसको मत देखो। तुम देख के
ना
उसको प्रमोट कर रहे हो।
मेरे को पता है, यूट्यूब में ना बदनाम करना ज्यादा मतलब अच्छा है, ज्यादा फेवरेबल है। जैसे आप कोई बोले ना, विमो लाइव एक्सपोज्ड, अगर 10 बनाएंगे ना तो आपके लिए फायदा है जो आपको एक्सपोज करे।
अच्छा आइडिया, मैं खुद ही बना लेता हूँ।
हाँ
मतलब मैं
और
अपने आप को एक्सपोज़ करके 4-5 वीडियोज़ डाल देता हूँ, अच्छा हो जाएगा।
हाँ हाँ, ये आपके सपोर्टर्स को बोल दो, हाँ ये मतलब, और उसमें लगा दे
Guys,
हैशटैग विमो
okay, so
लाइव।
this is, if any one of you makes videos, please make videos with the headline Vimo Live Exposed or Vimo Exposed, and put them on your channels. If you have any, maybe that will grow the channel.
या जो आपकी ऑडियंस है ना, वो जानबूझ के ना ये जो 6 चैनल मैं बता रहा हूँ इसको सब्सक्राइब कर ले, तो बाई चांस आपके ग्रुप में ऐड हो, आपके वो एल्गोरिदम में आपको एक बार ऐड हो गया ना, तो
हुँ,
आप जैसे ही आप लिंक दोगे ना, आप लिंक बाद में दोगे, और आपका स्ट्रिंग पहले भर जाएगा, देखना आप, जो मैं चाह रहा हूँ।
that's
लिंक देता आपका
that's that's a
हाँ
good goal. That's a good goal.
हाँ, मतलब कर सकते हैं लोग। और हाँ, छोटा सा एक सजेशन है शायद आपको, आपने इंट्रो म्यूजिक चेंज किया है?
थोड़ा बहुत, हाँ।
सर मैं आपको बताता हूँ विमो, कि नॉर्मली टेक्निकली देखा जाए, आप आज पहले पहले मैं आपको बोलने वाला, पहले आपका था 35 सेकंड, 26, आपने 1 मिनट का कर दिया, बहुत ज्यादा है। ये एक तरह का
हुँ।
सिग्नेचर ट्यून
नहीं,
होना
नहीं,
चाहिए।
1 मिनट का नहीं किया है, मैं 30 सेकंड का रखा है।
पता नहीं, आज तो 1 मिनट, फिर भी ना अटेंशन स्पैन बहुत शॉर्ट होते हैं, लोग आपको
हुँ,
सुनना चाहते हैं। जैसे ही वीडियो स्टार्ट हो, एक सिग्नेचर म्यूजिक, इंट्रो सिग्नेचर म्यूजिक आए, यूनिक म्यूजिक,
हुँ,
जिससे हमारा मेंटल उस म्यूजिक से हम आपको एसोसिएट कर पाए,
हुँ।
और स्टार्ट होते आपकी आवाज आए। और एक
नहीं,
सजेशन है बस।
उसका एक और प्रॉब्लम क्या पता है? जैसे ही मैं लाइव जाता हूँ ना, उसके पहले 2 नोटिफ़िकेशन जाता है। एक 30 मिनट पहले जाता है, और एक जैसे ही लाइव स्ट्रीम शुरू होता है तब जाता है। और जब वो नोटिफ़िकेशन जाता है तो लोग आने शुरू होते हैं। अगर जैसे ही लाइव स्ट्रीम शुरू होगी मैं बोलना शुरू कर दूँगा, तो लगभग 5 मिनट बाद असल में लोग आना शुरू होते हैं। सो
जी
इसलिए मैं क्या करता हूँ कि लाइव स्ट्रीम शुरू में थोड़ा म्यूज़िक होता है। लाइव स्ट्रीम शुरू होने के बाद भी लगभग 1-2 मिनट तक मैं बोलता हूँ पॉडकास्ट के बारे में, और फिर असल बातचीत पे आते हैं। तब लगभग 15-20 लोग आ चुके होते हैं।
ठीक ठीक है, ठीक है।
या
सर वो मैं ये करता, वो आप जो आप इतनी मेहनत करते हो बोल अपने एक एक प्रोमो डालने के लिए, वो आप पूरा एक इंट्रो को रिकॉर्ड करके भी डाल सकते हो प्रॉपर, उससे क्या इम्पैक्ट ज्यादा पड़ेगी? सेम टाइप की आवाज बार बार सुनाई देगी, जो आप प्रोमोट करते हो ना, कि यहाँ पे स्पॉटिफाई पे जो आप भी प्रोमो को बताते हो, उसको एज ए इंट्रो पूरा बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक का बता के उसी को डाल दो म्यूजिक के बजाय। मतलब सारे
नहीं,
लोग यही
एक्चुअली
करते हैं।
आई नो, बट होस्ट रेड, मतलब जब मैं बातचीत के दौरान इस चीज़ को बोलता हूँ ना, तो
ठीक है
एक
ठीक है ठीक
एक
है।
चीज़ ये होती है कि लोग ऑटोमैटिकली स्किप नहीं करते, क्योंकि जो चीज़ें ऑटोमैटिक होती हैं, लोग उनको
हाँ
मेंटली स्किप कर जाते हैं। तो बातचीत के
ठीक।
दौरान जब कोई चीज़ बोलता हूँ तो उसका इम्पैक्ट ज़्यादा पड़ता है। मैं जो कर रहा हूँ ना, मैं बहुत सोच समझ के करता हूँ। देयर इज़
ना
अ
समझ ना
प्लान
समझ
बिहाइंड ऑल ऑफ दैट।
ना मेरे को पता है, मैं वैसे ही अब मुझे पता है आपका मेंटेलिटी का, आप सब बस वैसे ही मेरे मन में आया, इसलिए मैंने बोल दिया। और वो
नहीं, नहीं, कोई
रियलिस्ट
बात नहीं।
आजाद का,
दैट्स इट्स ऑल गुड एडवाइस।
हाँ रियलिस्ट आजाद वाला आपने मेरा पढ़ लिया था ना शायद?
एक कोई वीडियो का लिंक भेजा था ना आपने?
हाँ मतलब वो कोलैबोरेशन करने को रेडी है, अगर आप चाहे
अच्छा,
तो
नहीं
देख
मैंने
लेना
नहीं
आप।
पढ़ा। आपने कहीं कमेंट, आप एक काम कीजिए, आप मुझे यहाँ पे प्राइवेट चैट में अगर भेज सकते हैं उसका लिंक, तो भेज
मतलब
दीजिए।
अब तो
मैं
काफी भूल ही गया, वो तो काफी 10 दिन बस बेसिकली ये है कि वो आपका चैनल देखते हैं, और
हुँ,
वो मतलब मोर देन हैप्पी टू कोलैबोरेट विद यू।
That's cool, but I don't know how to get in touch with him. So if you can give me an email address or something,
ये
then I
आपको
will
कोई
be
और
happy.
दूसरी ऑडियंस बता देगी, ये रिलीज सरदार का पता किसी ऑडियंस को पता बता देगी आपको।
ठीक है,
और वो जो भाई साहब
मैं इंस्टाग्राम पे कुछ लोगों से पूछ लूंगा।
हाँ हाँ, और वो भाई
हाँ।
साहब आए थे ना रिजर्वेशन के लिए, वो बहुत अच्छे इंसान है, वैसे बता रहा हूँ आपको। मैंने उनको
नहीं, वो ही साउंडेड
ठीक
लाइक
है
अ नाइस पर्सन। ही इज जस्ट दैट वो जो चीजें बोल रहे थे ना, वो हजारों बार सुन चुका हूं मैं। वो
हाँ हाँ,
सवर्ण
बस कोई नहीं, उनको
को जो
पता,
आर्ग्यूमेंट्स है। हाँ
हाँ उनको पता नहीं शायद, बस बाकी वो ओवरऑल बहुत अच्छे इंसान है।
हाँ, ओके।
और हाँ, ये बस अब मेरा क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, शॉर्टकट में आंसर देना आप। ये जैसे हम हिंदुओं के 4 वर्ण है ना, तो इन्होंने ना एथियस्ट के भी चार वर्ण डिवाइड कर रखे हैं। या तो एथियस्ट जो होगा, या तो वो होगा कम्युनिस्ट या लेफ्टिस्ट या बुद्धिस्ट, पता नहीं एक और कौन सा है। ये इन्होंने ये
नहीं,
सुना होगा शायद
इनको
आप।
नए नए वर्ड्स का इस्तेमाल करने में बहुत मजा आता है। इनके जो पूर्वज थे जिन्होंने वर्ण व्यवस्था का
हाँ
आविष्कार किया, उन्होंने
हाँ
आराम से बोल दिया। अभी मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले देखा है ना, वो गीता प्रेस में वो किताब का प्रेफेस, जिसमें
हाँ
ब्लेटेंटली शेमलेसली दे आर सेइंग कि वुमेन डू नॉट डिजर्व फ्रीडम। बट अब आज के ज़माने में जब ये चीज़ें पॉइंट की जाएगी, तो इनके जो वंशज हैं, जो आजकल के पढ़े-लिखे अपर कास्ट हिंदू हैं, हमारे जैसे, वो बोलेंगे, "अरे नहीं, दैट इज़ नॉट व्हाट दे मेंट। इट मेंट समथिंग सब्लाइम अबाउट सम अदर डायमेंशन समथिंग।" ये वर्ड्स
हाँ
को डिफाइन करने में एक्सपर्ट है। और सबसे बड़ी चीज़, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ जो हमें करनी चाहिए, वो ये है कि इनको फिसलने नहीं देना है। ये लोग फिसलू हैं। इनको पकड़ने की
हाँ
कोशिश करोगे तो बॉडी पे साबुन मल के आते हैं। इनको
हाँ,
you have
समझ
to
गया।
hold them in one place and you have to tell
हाँ
them, no, that is not what that meant. This thing that
हाँ
our ancestors said had a specific meaning. I want you to talk about it in that meaning. तुम words का मतलब बदल के फिसल नहीं सकते।
ना, उसमें ग्रंथ में लिखा हुआ है ना, बैठा है, तो ये लोग बोलेंगे खड़ा है, इसका मतलब है
हाँ
खड़ा है।
वो बैठा बोल रहा है, पर असल में if you go back to 15,000 in the past, then it
हाँ
means खड़ा है।
हाँ बिल्कुल, मतलब जैसे मतलब कुछ भी, मतलब वो बोलेंगे बॉलीवुड
कुछ
सॉन्ग
भी।
है, ये बोल देंगे ज्यादा ज्यादा धर्म से, इसका मतलब बॉलीवुड सॉन्ग निकाल देंगे गाना, उसका मतलब इनका
हाँ
जो मर्जी है वो निकाल देंगे।
हाँ हाँ, मैं खुद इसका
हाँ
शिकार रह चुका हूँ। जो भगवत गीता में कोट है कि अपने धर्म का पालन करो, दूसरे के धर्म का पालन मत करो। मैं
हाँ
मु- मैं मैं उन किताबों को पढ़ता था जो कि मतलब हिप पॉश अपर कास्ट लिबरल लोगों ने लिखी है, जिसमें लिखा था कि इसका मतलब है वन शुड फॉलो देयर ओन नेचर, वन शुड डू व्हाट
हाँ
दे वांट, लाइक फॉलो योर ड्रीम, फॉलो योर ब्लिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग। बाद में पता चले तो जाति वर्ण की बात हो रही है कि अपनी जाति में जो काम तुमको दिया गया है उसकी बात करो, दूसरों के जाति के दूसरों के काम को फॉलो करने की कोशिश मत करो।
चलो, अब बाकी आपने जो टॉपिक लिया था, बस ये लास्ट आपका जो टॉपिक लिया ना, बिल्कुल इतना रेलेवेंट टॉपिक है। एक तो बिल्कुल एकदम वो एपैथी वाला, और वो जो सुपरस्टिशन
हम्म
वाला, और एक हम कैसे सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे जिसको एथिज्म को, जैसे अपने मैंने सिस्टर को ट्राई किया ना, तो उनके खालीपन लगता है, मतलब छोड़ना काफी मुश्किल होता है, मतलब
हम्म
कुछ ना कुछ फिलअप करना। बस आपके सारे टॉपिक्स जो लेटेस्ट आपने लास्ट ये मंडे से लिए, सारे सॉलिड एकदम बहुत अच्छे टॉपिक्स थे।
हाँ, मैं
बस
टॉपिक
ऐसा,
को चूज करने का मेरा तरीका है, एक टॉपिक
हाँ
माइंड में आया, पहले सर्च करो इसके बारे में कोई और बात कर रहा है क्या। अगर कोई और बात कर रहा है तो मैं नहीं करता।
ना,
जब जिसके
रेलेवेंट
बारे
भी
में
है और
दूसरे
यूनिक
बात,
भी है।
हाँ,
हाँ
जिसके बारे में कोई बात नहीं कर रहा है, मैं उस एंगल को लेने की कोशिश करता हूँ। बट थैंक यू लॉजिकली। दो और लोग हैं, मैं उनकी तरफ जाऊँ क्या?
हाँ, जरूर जरूर, बस
इनकी
मैं कैरी ऑन। ओके,
कूल कूल,
कंटिन्यू।
थैंक यू। Next is so there is Sherish and then there is Kawan, but let me read a few comments before I do that. Let me just see if there are some member comments that I have skipped. Um, Hossein says गीता प्रेस की नारी शिक्षा 28 संस्करण, गृहस्थ में कैसे रहें 11 संस्करण, स्त्रियों के लिए कर्तव्य शिक्षा 32 संस्करण, दाम्पत्य जीवन का आदर्श 7 संस्करण, और 800 पृष्ठों में कल्याण नारी अंक। वंडरफुल। It's like a treasure trove of stuff that you should never ever read or make anyone read. It's literal poison. Siba says, we often criticize the opaque system of collegium here. Imagine US with the regressive SCOTUS, basically with eternal judges. The despair today must be a crushing one. Yeah, it is. I was going through Instagram and reading through the comments of some feminists from America. It's heartbreaking. Like, we talk about science fiction quite frequently, right? I grew up in a time when we were imagining a future. Like, this is the year 2022. I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, 2022, anything looked like it will be free from discrimination, free from inequality, free from our wretched status as a single planet civilization. We honestly thought that we would be on Mars by now. But where are we? We are in a place where garbage, millennia old patriarchal ideas are being imposed on human beings and taking away their human rights by law in secular democratic societies. The world has indeed gone to shit. Seema says, what is your opinion about BJP's presidential candidate? She belongs to the scheduled tribe. Yes, she does. But also, the BJP is the party that is promoting her or proposing her. I do think that the president should be someone from a backwards category. Even the prime minister should be, even the home minister should be. But in our hope for that, we should not forget to look at motivations. I don't have strong feelings about the president position, by the way. I don't think it's, even if some kind of, even if Yashwant Sinha wins, is going to make a difference, because the president doesn't really have that much power. It's all the president can do is create roadblocks in the way of, temporary roadblocks in the way of their saffron agenda. So I honestly don't care this way or that way. It doesn't matter that much. Harshad Sharma is here. Hi, Harshad. I hope you're the Harshad Sharma I think you are. Being bald is awesome. Much less hassle when you... Yes. Being bald is awesome. Manish says, Sina Datta, she will be a rubber stamp president, just like the ones we had before. All presidents are going to be rubber stamp presidents, because the position of the president is a rubber stamp position. It's a nominal position. It does not have any actual power. नवजोत says, विमो अपने बचपन के बारे में बताइए कुछ स्टोरीज. मेरे बचपन के बारे में कोई स्पेसिफिक चीज पूछो यार. बचपन तो बहुत बड़ा था. कैसे क्या बताऊं? Cherish has disappeared from the queue. I'm sorry, Cherish, it took too much time, but Cherish का comment पढ़ लेते हैं. The Murphy's Law is in full performance. Was keen on connecting on topic that speak easy. Guess got to do some debugging on the equipment. Okay. Arun says, can you do a live reaction to Abhijit Chawda? I just know that your reaction will be hilarious. So YouTube पे live reaction करने का problem ये है कि copyright strike आ जाता है, and I don't want to risk it. If I ever do a reaction to anyone, I will seek their permission. If they allow it, then only I will do a reaction. Manmad says, Maharashtra MLA hotel tour and the turnout is a thing. Almost dramatic turnout. Interesting point in democracy for our time. Yeah, so I have a few options in front of me as far as this is going to go. One, the Shiv Sena loses power in Maharashtra right now, but in the next election, it really, really wins. Two, the Shiv Sena retains power, but Uddhav Thackeray is no longer chief minister. And then the Shiv Sena government led by this Mr. Shinde allies with BJP. And then Maharashtra suffers because of it. And three, the MLAs come back. There is a floor test. The MLAs lose their courage. And Uddhav Thackeray continues to be the chief minister, and the situation goes back to how it was. In all three positions, the worst possible outcome is that Uddhav Thackeray stops being the chief minister, and for a time, the BJP rules the roost in Maharashtra. But this is not going to last. If you notice carefully, the BJP is not actually saying that, we are the ones doing this. They're staying out of it. So this is being at least portrayed as an internal Shiv Sena matter. कि Shiv Sena का सरकार है महाराष्ट्र में, कुछ लोग अनहैप्पी हैं, वो लोग गुवाहाटी गए हैं टूर मारने के लिए. Even the Assam chief minister says, मुझे कुछ नहीं पता यहाँ क्या हो रहा है, when he himself was at the hotel. So we'll see in a couple of days. I don't think it's as bleak as many people are making it out to be. Worst case scenario, Uddhav Thackeray stops being chief minister and Shiv Sena retains power and allies with the BJP, in which case it may not be a good thing. I remember when I went to Mumbai for the first time ever in my life. I was like 22, 23 years old. One of the first things we were told is that अबे गधो ऑटो में बैठ के ठाकरे परिवार के किसी मेंबर को कुछ बोल मत देना, ऑटो वाला तुम्हें वहीं पिट डालेगा. So Shiv Sena is, the brand of Shiv Sena is, you can't take it away from the Thackeray brand. So if they think that they can remove Uddhav Thackeray and still run or have a Shiv Sena, that's not going to work. They may do some political dynamics here and get rid of him, but it's not going to last, because गुवाहाटी में बैठ के कमेंट मारना और महाराष्ट्र में ऑन ग्राउंड पीपल्स माइंड्स चेंज करना अबाउट द ठाकरे फैमिली इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग ऑल टुगेदर. सो विल सी. कावन सेज, आई सॉ इन वन ऑफ, मैं कावन का कमेंट क्यों पढ़ रहा हूँ, कावन को स्क्रीन पे ले लेता हूँ. हाय कावन.
Oh, I'm in? Oh, hi.
Yes, you are in. Hi.
Great. So I know you don't have a lot of time, so there's one thing I want to say to you, and there's one thing I want to ask you.
Okay.
So the thing I want to say to you is, I just realized when I thought about it yesterday that you are one of the people, I would say you are one of the forces that shaped my way of thinking. Because because I keep thinking, if I hadn't discovered your channel, I just
Hmm.
found an ad for your Darshan novel. I was very heavily into sci-fi at that time, and
Hmm.
then I discovered your profile. That was my exposure to you. I just realized now that if I hadn't found you, I would have been a completely different person altogether. I would have been this hardcore right winger, Godi, Arnab supporting Jordan Peterson supporter type person
Okay, I
if
think
I
you're
hadn't
giving. I think you're
discovered you.
giving yourself too little credit and giving me too much credit, because there have been people. I had a friend, right? I had a friend called Manoj who passed away last year, and when I met him for the first time, we used to have conversations about how he thinks his life would have gone had I not come into it. But he was also being too hard on himself and too kind on me. The thing that was different about him was that he was willing to listen. There are people who I have tried to convince for years, and wahi dhak ke teen path. It's like banging your head on a wall. Nothing changes. They have those same two or three arguments and they don't listen. At the end of the day, a person changing for good, credit for that goes to the person. A lot
That's
of
very
people are
sweet of you.
exposed a lot of people are exposed to a lot of ideas, but not everyone changes their mind. The fact that you had the balls to change your mind says more about you than it says about the person who changed your mind, apparently in this case
That
me.
was very scary. That was a very scary phase in my life. I honestly don't know how that happened. And the reason why I credit you so much is because when I was in that right wing phase, there were certain questions lingering in my mind that weren't answered by, the people I spoke to, the people I followed, etc. But when I came to your channel, you literally had all of them like in one row of posts that helped me understand, and then I explored it
On
further.
You're talking about my Instagram?
Yeah, I'm talking about your
Ah.
Instagram.
Hmm.
I only knew your Instagram. I think I was around before you created all these different YouTube channels.
Okay.
You primarily had your Instagram, I guess.
Yeah.
That was my first
It's still
exposure to
do.
you.
Yeah.
And then the thing you say about listening, right? That also scares me sometimes, because here's the thing I wanted to ask you. Like
Hmm.
a lot of open-minded people and people such as yourself keep saying that the right wingers, they're really stupid and all that, right? I agree, but
Hmm.
then the thing is, here's how I got sympathetic towards them. So
Hmm.
basically, in the beginning, right, I wasn't always a right winger. I was kind of, I'm not sure about my position. But then I always
Liberal.
had these assumptions about the right wing that, uh, you know, they are stupid, they're dumb, and then they are illogical and all that
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's your life. Okay.
That's
I had
okay.
all those assumptions, but then when I started listening to Jordan Peterson and all, they even though they don't make sense in retrospect, at the time it started to make a lot of sense to me. My assumptions were that they're like really stupid, they don't know shit. But then even when because of that, I had created an image of them in my mind that was so dumb that even if they showed a small semblance of intelligence, even a little bit,
Hmm.
I was like, okay,
No,
maybe that thing is worth.
this is actually a view of the right wing that a lot of people on the liberal side share, and I actually don't agree with it. My point
Exactly.
is my point is that the right wing is wrong not because they are stupid. And this is also a problem I have with a lot of rationalist content, because we keep repeating the same thing. हाँ भक्तों को इंग्लिश पढ़ना नहीं आता. अबे उनमें से कुछ लोग एनआरआई हैं, highly educated, highly paid professional people working in Europe and America. The wrongness of their position does not come from the lack of intelligence that we keep saying. It comes from privilege. It comes
Exactly.
from religious privilege. It comes from not wanting to give up power. It comes from generational rhetoric about how you are victims of those who are less powerful than you. So
Ex-
you, I think, have had a similar intellectual life as I had. I was a liberal who used to think these things about the right wing. When the
Yeah,
right wing rhetoric got to me, I thought, "Arey, ye log to stupid nahi hai, they're quite smart." So I went over and I
exactly.
started
Yeah,
subscribing. I started subscribing to the worst possible aspects of their life. In case, by the way, in case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, you could go back to episode 55 of this channel and listen to it. It's called "I Used to Be a Bhakt." It's about my personal history with the right wing. So then I realized that at some point that the right wing actually weaponizes a lot of things that liberals believe in. Like, liberals are not right about the right wing. Their ideas about the right wing are at best imperfect or incomplete.
exactly.
In order to truly understand it, we have to realize that even though we are liberal, we do subscribe to a lot of right wing ideas in our everyday life, and caste is the elephant in the room. If we don't
Exactly.
address
Yeah.
these things directly, we're not going to get out of it. So, but all credit to you, man. There is nothing I did here. You wanted to change and you changed. Don't worry about it.
I mean, honestly speaking, at that point, I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I was like, I'm pretty comfortable where I am. And
You wanted to
another,
be right.
kind, I guess so.
Yeah.
Another
So
thing,
that is a desire not many people have. Most people have they desire to be comfortable. The fact
yeah,
that you could embrace the discomfort that comes with all of this, the fact that you could be the Vibhishan, the fact that you could look your brother in the eye and say, "Brother, you're doing something wrong, and I cannot stand by and watch you do this. I'm going over to the enemy's side." That takes
again,
guts. That takes courage.
like I read that post of yours on Instagram, very
Hmm.
insightful, amazing. Also, I haven't, even though this is my position, I haven't made it clear to a lot of people. I haven't like outright said that I don't subscribe to your ideas, like at least not
Hmm.
to my family. Like
Hmm.
for example, on Instagram, if someone says these toxic things, I just like remove them. I give them three
Yeah.
strikes. If I see one more, toxic thing like this, temple, masjid, and that stuff, I just remove them. And also, have you heard of this person called? I think you may not have, but there was this person called Paul Joseph Watson. When I was a
I
right
have heard of
winger,
him. I've
I
heard of him.
used to
Yeah.
listen to his stuff a lot. And one of
Yeah.
the things that he did, like really, really made me question things.
Hmm.
Like not to that extent. I was still very much in the right wing bubble, but in one of his videos, like he was just talking. I think the subject was some cultures are better than others.
Hmm.
I mean,
And did he mention Hindu culture?
yeah. Like, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. So basically, he was just saying that, like he was obviously drawing parallels with the Native Americans, Islam, and Islam in the sense the Middle Eastern
Hmm.
version of Islam
Hmm.
and all that. He was like cut, like hanging some like human sacrifice is not good. Some cultures are better than others.
Yeah.
And then when he came to India, he was literally like shitting on the roads is not good. So some cultures are better than the other. And then I was like, does this okay? This person whom I assume to be rational, does this person actually think that this aspect is part of our culture? And that really got me thinking. And then he kept throwing, how these right wingers sometimes they just throw throw articles for like 2 seconds, and then they just to support their points, and then they just skip
Yeah.
it.
Debate
i
by
went
proxy. Yeah.
I went to one of the articles, and guess what? All the articles that he cited as proof were written by him, and I couldn't I couldn't find any other proof apart from that. I think i think I was watching this video about what Islam, uh, like Islam no go zones. He was saying something about there
Yeah.
being.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you've heard of this idea, right?
Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
to clarify the people who are listening, he's talking about this idea that there are parts of Europe where people can't go because Muslims have taken over them.
You know what? After I moved to Europe, that's bullshit. I live here, and that's like, at least in this area, it's bullshit. I over here, the at least like in my experience, like
Hmm.
nothing racist has happened. Everyone is nice to everyone else, and honestly, at the airport, I know this sounds a little silly, but I was expecting something, because I'm this brown guy going
Brown
to
guy?
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was expecting something, but when I got to the airport, they, there wasn't even a security check. They didn't even have like guards and everything. They just saw my visa for 2 minutes and they were like, "Okay, you're free to go."
Hmm.
They didn't create
So
problems for anyone.
you were expecting racism in Europe, but you did not encounter it?
Yeah, I did not, and because
Okay.
I thought like Europe, like, in my mind, Europe is where all of these traditionalist ideas stem from. Even though
Mhm.
it's even though it's been popularized in America, this is where it stems from, right? But
Okay.
at least over here,
But
it's
I actually don't want to I wouldn't want to go into it because that is not an area that I know
yeah,
much about.
exactly. Yeah, you're
But
right.
what I have heard is that race is not as big of a political issue in UK as it is in America, which is weird because America has somehow managed to hold on to it when UK has let go of it. I'm not saying it is absent, but politically you don't find much talk about it, do you? Do you think that is true?
I don't actually I can't speak about the UK because I haven't
Okay,
ever
you're not
been
in
to
the
the
UK.
UK. I'm not in
Okay,
the UK. I'm in France.
okay. So is race a huge issue in France?
In my experience, no, because I was having a conversation with some of my friends the other day, and then uh apparently, and then when, like, the way we talk about how everyone is kind of racist, like even in conversation they're like, what, I have this one friend who has these racist thoughts. So I mean, I would say it's very rare over here.
Okay.
Obviously there are regions where it's prevalent, but in general it's very rare. Like, they just
Hmm.
don't like to talk. And another thing I've noticed over here is like people don't about talk about politics in public. Like during class, one of the teachers,
Hmm.
he's not from here, one of the teachers started to talk about, was just to start a conversation. He was like, who voted for macaroon and all that, and like the students were like, no, we don't do that here. so
Okay.
so yeah, I would say,
The
like,
teachers,
people,
the student said we don't do that here, as in we don't talk about politics or we don't vote.
we don't talk about politics in public. Apparently that's like, it's a
Okay.
cultural norm, I guess. There-
Okay. I don't know what that means in Europe. I don't know what that means in France. In India, it simply might be, political, apolitical
yeah,
apathy
yeah.
that we talked about. Yeah.
But also I've seen a lot of vaccine related, I've seen quite a bit of vaccine related uh, stupidity over here.
Hmm.
I've I met an old lady once, through a friend, uh, who was like who was very skeptical about the vaccine, so much so that it was funny. Because we were all wearing masks, and then she was like, you know maybe COVID is not a thing. Like, everyone is blaming this virus so much. Like, if you're looking so hard for a virus, you'll find something there. And then I was like, because I didn't want to, like I said, I'm not a very activist type of person. I don't like I conflict is kind of hard for me, so I don't say it to their face that you're wrong. I don't believe in you. So I was like, I don't know. Some of my relatives have died because of COVID.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah. I had a similar conversation with someone in India. In fact, a member of my own family, and it got really ugly. And I don't want to get into it again, but
I know
yeah,
it's hard with
it's
family.
quite horrible. It's
And
hard when it is family, but it's also kind of easier to shout at family than it is to shout at strangers. With a stranger, you're like, okay, ja udhar jaake bimari phaila, mujhe nahi karna. But these people are
uh
maybe in your own home, so how to do it?
exact yeah, but yeah, I get it. And her response was it COVID though? Because I know that
Exactly, yeah,
doctors
that's
get
exactly what I
paid.
heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doctors get paid to stamp COVID on the death certificate. So I'm like, at this point, I was like, you're too far gone. I don't want to have this discussion with you anymore. And
Hmm.
it actually, like, when I got exposed to this, when I left this right wing bubble, I started to really notice some of the things in my own family and everything, and it's kind of heartbreaking.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I started to notice a lot of things that I didn't notice when I was younger, and it, it
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm I'm 23, not that old.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 23 is quite young, actually. By my standards, it's quite young. I remember that my 23 was when I started my first job. So you're a baby, essentially.
I
But
am basically a baby. Yeah, I'm a baby.
your display picture is of you as 23 years old because it looks like you're in school.
No, that's not. That was probably during my first year of college.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
I
that's what it
haven't
looks.
changed it yet.
Okay, cool.
Probably should, but I will.
Great. Thanks, Kavan, for calling. Did you have anything else to add?
Uh, well, not at the moment.
Okay,
But yeah,
cool.
this was such an amazing conversation. It's been so
Thanks, man.
long
Yeah,
since
yeah,
I
it was.
spoke to you, so like, thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Please do come back again.
Definitely.
Chalo, bye bye. So that was Kavan. And I have Science is Dope in the chat. Science is Dope. If you want to come on the live stream, please click the pinned link, and you can come and we can talk about something. But until then, let us read some comments. Agastya says, "Now I wish I had an Instagram account. Somehow I would have stumbled upon Vimo's content way sooner." Yeah, Instagram का सबसे बड़ा drawback क्या है पता है? The people on Instagram don't want to leave Instagram. I tried to get a lot of people on my Twitch and my YouTube for a long time by using Instagram, and it didn't work. Eventually, what worked was just focusing on YouTube. That's how it worked. This channel was started out as a gaming channel, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. So I gave it up for a year, and I continued to focus on Instagram, which is growing fantastically. The problem with Instagram is that there is no way to monetize it. So here we are. Navjot says a lot of YouTube is a direct pipeline to alt-right, be it in India or elsewhere. Had I not found Hakim, yeah, Hakim, yeah, Hakim is not completely unproblematic, but still. Um, Hold on. Augusta says president position is symbolic. Who they pick for president depends on what message they want to deliver. Alien says one of the SCOTUS judges in the final opinion wrote the court should reconsider three rulings, the ones that protect contraception, same-sex relationships, and same-sex marriage. Yeah. So basically, some Buddha who has been put in a position of power is trying to do what his religion has always thought to be true. That is the hell that they find themselves in, thanks to that other potato who was thrown out last year. Even whose name is so disgusting, I wish not to take it. विमो बचपन का प्यार के बारे में बताएं। बचपन में काहे का प्यार रे? मैं बचपन में इतना अच्छा बच्चा था कि बाकी बच्चों की माएँ उनको बोलते थे इसके जैसा बन, और मैं इतना अच्छा था कि वो दूसरे बच्चे मेरे से बात नहीं करते थे कि आ गया मरदूद। Says, Vimo, your Mortine machine is off. Are there mosquitoes there? Yes, there are mosquitoes here somewhere, sometimes. Right now, there are no mosquitoes. Also, it is off because the liquid is over. There is no fuel in the machine. Batman Begins says Jordan Peterson is westernized version of Juggy. Yeah, Jordan Peterson is actually closer to Devdutt Patnaik, not Juggy. Although, yeah, there is a little bit of Juggy also. Sona says arguing with a bhakt is like arguing with a toddler. Sometimes. But sometimes it's like arguing with a dishonest adult. Jashmin says Professor P wiggles his fingers too much while lecturing. Yeah, he's like... Navjot says Jordan Peterson falls into the side of IDW or intellectual dark web. You have to be very careful when watching them. Yeah. Most people don't realize that Joe Rogan is IDW, Jordan Peterson is IDW, Sam Harris is IDW. कुछ टाइम पहले हम लोग क्लब हाउस पे एक रूम कर रहे थे where I was asking people, hey, recommend podcast. And some guy said, yeah, so I listen to Joe Rogan and Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson. And I was like, God, you need more diversity in your life. Those are three white guys who are either directly or indirectly promoting some kind of Western supremacism. Some kind of Western supremacism, no matter how seemingly sophisticated the language might be. Batman Begins says, I don't have any account on my name. This is my second ID on each platform, following no one. following no one just for update and information. Sumana says, as an NRI, I highly disagree. NRIs are highly educated. We are privileged and ratified educated people. Yeah. So when I say highly educated, I mean about as educated as one needs to be to get a job. That's what I mean. The Batman Begins says, I'm not using app, just go through browser and save your time from... Okay, that's about Instagram, so I'm going to skip these things. Science is Dope said, Jordan, it depends on what you mean by Peterson. Hey, Jordan Peterson, do you believe in the resurrection? I don't want to answer that question because he will not commit. And you should always be extremely suspicious of people who will not commit. Jashmin says, basic sin we all commit cutting across lot of barriers is employing a maid. It normalizes so many bad behaviors in society. We need a social movement to stop domestic maids. To prevent people from hiring domestic help, I understand the problem with domestic maids as it exists in urban Indian society. But people do need help from professionals when they need things done at home. I understand the problem with domestic maid as, like, when we say domestic maid, we mean something very specific. We mean a woman who's paid very little or nothing to do domestic chores. That is a very bad thing. But this is also employment for a lot of people. And if that employment can be had by them with dignity and good pay, then that's not a bad thing. Or if I'm wrong, let me know. What am I missing? Unless I misunderstood you. There is a super chat from Milind Sonone saying, Hi Vimo, is there any void in life of Western people who find solace, salvation in Sanatan Dharma? I think a lot of it is because, thank you for the 100 rupee super chat by the way, Milind. I think a lot of it is because Hinduism is a little bit of an exotic thing over there, like Eastern mysticism and all that. And because they have grown up in a religion which prevents them from doing certain things, and then they discover a religion where these things are not prohibited, they feel like this is a more open liberal religion. If someone came and saw the shape of dharmic traditions in India, they might come to the conclusion that it is much the same as their own, because the way a religion behaves when it is powerful is almost the same everywhere. Powerful Christians in America will behave the same way powerful Hindus do in India. It is a matter of social privilege. It has got nothing to do with what the religion teaches, because the religion can teach A, B, C, D, and the people will be doing X, Y, Z. Religion always hides behind power. That is the main point. So the void in the life of Western people, I suppose, could be the same void that someone in India who's suffering because of Hindu dogma suffers. I hope that was a good answer for you. But again, thank you for the 100 rupees, sir. Batman Begins says, Science is dope is the reason to discover Vimo for me. Dhirubhai said, Science is dope, raid. By the way, there is a raid feature on YouTube now. I don't know how to do it, but if someone else is doing a live stream and they want me to send traffic their way, whatever little traffic I have, I will do so. Like, a good stream, not someone bigoted. Sumana says, experienced racism only one time in the US, have been living here since 2014. If you want to, you can share what was that. Batman Begins says, Sumana, you left the beginning of the circus in India, you saved yourself. Manmat says, no, we have the real sciences dope here, no imposter. OF11 says, इश्क ने गालिब निकम्मा कर दिया, वरना बंदे थे हम भी काम के. Okay. Navjot says, it's very hard to silent the debate pervert when you know the other person. What? Silent the debate pervert? I don't know what that means. Rajat says, as Baba Sahib said once, that with time maybe untouchability will vanish, but caste will remain in people's mind. I feel that is the case in Europe regarding racism. Race, caste are similar in some ways, and they are dissimilar in other ways. In order for racism to exist, race is, you look at someone, you look at their skin color, and you come to conclusions about their race. जो लोग कास्टिस्ट हैं उनको बहुत तिकड़ा में अपनानी पड़ती है, उनको सेकंड नेम पूछना पड़ता है, अगर सेकंड नेम से पता नहीं चलता तो पूछते हैं कि तुम अच्छा कहाँ से हो, अच्छा, हाँ, तो ये नॉर्थ वाले डिस्ट्रिक्ट से हो क्या? नीचे वाले गाँव से हो क्या? They are such experts, they can tell what someone's caste is based on where their ancestors are from. So, casteism परफॉर्म करने के लिए ज़्यादा एफर्ट लगता है। Yash says, happened to me too. When I became a feminist, I noticed ugly things in my family. Yep. Uh, Human is a social animal says, I don't know why I always come late. Uh, I don't know either. Navjot says, second thought released a video about middle class, where the crux was that dividing population into upper, middle, lower is complex. We should rather divide the population into working versus business class. Yeah, that is probably something that will not work in India because we have this overarching structure of caste. And even though there may be people from backward castes in upper middle class families, the casteism they suffer from does not go away because of it. Jashmin says Gallup polls 30% of US population support abortion ban, mostly belonging to conservative dominated states. Yeah. There is a feminist by the name of Nomiki Konst, Nomiki Konst. If you want to, you can subscribe to her channel. She had posted on Instagram today that the blue states should start calling themselves pro-women states instead of simply blue states or abortion abortion ho sakta hai wala states. Because at the end of the day, this is either pro-women or anti-women. Milan says, Vimo, please help Sciences Dope finding link to join. Thank you for the 40 rupees, Milan. Sciences Dope has sent a 100 rupee super chat. Yo, Vimo, please provide StreamYard link. Sciences Dope, there is a pinned comment in the chat. Go to the top. You should be able to find it. Just click on it and come. Or I'll share the link again. Hold on. Invite, clip, copied. Click here, Sciences Dope. Click here. Sent. देखो और आ जाओ. Oh, there is a... Okay, so that is just me. There is no one on Twitch, by the way. Everyone is on YouTube. But that's okay. Divyansh Gautam says, back here after a long time. Thank you, Divyansh, for coming back. Sarvesh says, hi, Vimo, joining for the first time, but quite late. That's okay, Sarvesh. It's not a classroom. Anyway, the video is available. You can watch it later also. Dhirubhai says, Science is dope. Yeah, he does. Wait for him to post it again. It should have been pinned. It was pinned. Is it not pinned? Are you guys not able to see it on top of the chat? Because I did pin it. Jack says, what is your take on Osho? Someone told me that he read more than 1.5 lakh books. Do you think it is possible? I don't know if it is possible. I personally don't think it is possible. And a lot depends on what books he read, didn't he? Or how fast he read, or how serious he was about all of that. Hey!
Oh, what up? What up?
Kya chal raha hai?
Yes.
Did you come back from wherever you had gone?
I was actually about to sleep after a long day of work. And yeah, I was just tuning into your channel. And yeah, I saw this live was going on. So,
Okay.
by the way, I've been binging a lot of your content lately, man. It's
Thanks.
just
That must
yeah.
have been all the watch time I got recently. It was all you.
No. 1%. Okay. But I didn't know. Are you streaming on Twitch also right now?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because StreamYard allows me to choose multiple destinations, right? Facebook,
At the
I
same
don't
time.
get the kind of... Yeah, at the same time. And I'm actually monetized on Twitch already.
Oh, wow.
Like I was streaming on Twitch a year ago and I got affiliate status and people
Okay.
can subscribe on Twitch, but it is very hard to get Indian people on Twitch. So I'm thinking that I'll
Yeah.
use Twitch as a backup thing for YouTube. I'll keep like live streaming on Twitch so that my affiliate status remains. But I don't think a lot of people will come there. By the way, someone just landed up on Twitch. Can aliens please abduct me? He's on Twitch right now. And he says YouTube for the win.
The irony.
The irony.
So, I was actually considering doing live streams.
I know you told me you should start. I'll come
Yeah.
regularly.
I think I will. I'm gonna start a separate channel, and I'm gonna do that. So yeah, official public announcement here on your channel.
Yeah, official public announcement that Science is Dope is
Yeah.
about to start a live streaming channel and you should all join. By the way, I'm doing this live stream at 10 p.m. You
Hmm.
should do it yourself. You should do your live stream on Saturday or Sunday because I don't want you to take away my audience.
No, I won't do that. I won't. I'll probably do it on Friday evening. But
Today is Friday evening.
oh shit. Today was Saturday. I lose all sense of time and what day it is because I'm I don't go every day to the same place.
That's okay. Friday is not bad. Friday is not bad. I was kidding. You can do it on Friday. People can choose who they value more. It'll be a popularity contest. I will win, of course.
Yes, yes. I know you've been.
No, no,
But
I'm
I'll
kidding.
I'll try and I want to do it earlier because I want to sleep by like 10 or 11 at least. So
Oh, okay. Then you should probably do it Friday at 8 o'clock
hmm,
and you should stop at 10 o'clock, at which point I'll
hmm,
start.
perfect. Teamwork.
And
Yeah,
while you're
I
ending
don't
your
want
live
to
stream, you should say, I'm going to bed, but if you want to watch more live stuff, go over to Vimo's channel
go
and
to
watch his live
them.
stream.
I'll give you a raid
Collaboration ho
also.
jayega.
I'll give you a raid just before I
Yeah,
end.
yeah, raid. Now we have the raid feature on YouTube also.
Yeah, I've never seen that though. Anyway, I don't want to take up your time. I think you were discussing
No,
like
this is a great note to end on. I'm at 1 hour 12 minutes, and I think I'll end
oh,
in about 5 minutes more. So if you want to stick
okay.
around till then, we can do that.
Great. Yeah. In that case, I don't mind.
So what
But
is your
yeah.
next video going to be about?
Oh, I was actually doing that today. I was actually so it is. I'm sure it's gonna go a little viral. So okay, I can actually tell you because I did kind of announce it with my last short video.
Mhm.
So the whole shivling fiasco that happened maybe 1 or 2 weeks back. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
gonna do a detailed video on it, looking more closely into where that claim actually came from, where this claim that shivlings are radioactive, where it actually comes from. And I did find a very definite answer for that, so I'm gonna talk about
I
that
well,
in
I
this.
don't have access to your resources, but if I had to guess, I would say it had something to do with the myth that Shiva consumed poison and it stayed in his throat. So Shiva is associated with cleansing something or
Hmm.
absorbing poison.
Hmm.
Maybe that
Hmm.
is why they talk about this so much.
No, that's not the source that I found, but the source I found is okay. It's the same source that came up with the Tejo Mahalaya claim. Yeah.
Pea and oak.
Yep.
That guy's a
He's the
joker.
guy.
Was a joker. He's no longer alive. So
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah. Respect.
Respect.
Yeah.
Like these
Anyway.
guys, these guys, I think one of the greatest arguments against them will be like if you go to them, if you say, okay, so you think like that other person who about whom you made a video, the satellite looks like a shivling, therefore
Mhm.
NASA is using Hindu technology. A, what is Hindu technology? And B, if your method for ascertaining that something is Hindu is only what it looks like,
Mm.
then will you be okay with other people using that argument to prove their religion true? Because people can find shapes anywhere, right? You can
Yeah.
look at a constellation and find a Islamic moon crescent thing. You can look
Mm.
at a tree and you can find a cross. If that method is acceptable to you, then will you accept that same method being used by other people? No.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who has the right to find meanings.
I think you were talking about how Praveen Mohan once said the
Praveen Mohan, yes,
Simraj
yes,
statue
yeah.
outside CERN or something. So it's supposed to symbolize the beginning of the cosmos or something. But yeah,
That was just foreign relations. They sent a statue because India and
exactly.
so they
Yep,
had good
yep.
relations. They said, okay, here's take something about cultural heritage,
Yeah.
and this is supposed to be meaning that thing. And Carl Sagan has also noticed it, so just keep it. Nah,
And
everything
these
has to
are
be magic.
magic. Nobody knows how the statue got there. What must it mean?
It came in
You
a
can see
truck.
those are his actual words. You can see his video. Those are actual words. Yeah.
Nobody knows. And therefore, I must be right.
Yeah. That's how conspiracy theorists actually work. They take one thing and they say nobody knows. Oh, what if it was like this? That's what they say, and people just hear
It's
that
a
and they're like,
it's a
oh
actually
wow.
bad. It's a bad case of God of the gaps, because God of the gaps is like you take your favorite deity and you shove
Mm,
it in a place where there is a lack of understanding. And this
mm.
is not even that. This is a thing that we do understand, but you say we don't understand it, and then you shove God there. Like God of the gaps भी ठीक से नहीं करना आता है.
Yeah, at this point, they're just hoping really gullible people start listening to them and believing
Hmm.
them. Because with all the information that is available to you, I think it's your own fault if you fall prey to something we already know, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you,
You,
Pranav, for coming. If you want to sleep, you can
yeah.
actually. If you want to stay, let me know. We are at 1 hour 16 minutes. We can
How
do five
long
more
is
minutes.
your stream usually?
Usually 1 hour, but I keep saying I keep it going for a little bit longer because I can never read all the comments in time. So
Okay.
like when it's about 1 hour, I say people start typing emojis in the chat so that I know when I get to that point I need to stop. And after that, the comments I will not read.
Okay. Then you can tell people to start typing the emojis.
Yeah, start typing emojis in the chat right now if you want the live stream to end. 11 बजे सोता है प्रणव बेटा, Navjot says.
अबे
Navjot 11
बूढ़ा हो
बजे
गया
सोता है
ना,
Pranav. Yeah, even
बुढ़ापा
I should sleep.
बुढ़ापा में.
No, Pranav is very health conscious. I'm not. I sleep much later. But that's only because live stream khatam hone ke baad I take the audio, turn it into a podcast episode, upload it. I like import the video and leave it on my desktop so that tomorrow I can begin making shorts and reels out of it. So all that happens.
So the audio podcast is not live.
No, it's not live. It's just the audio from this episode. It goes on my
Mm.
podcast. As in when I start the live stream, I tell people, hey, you are either watching this right now live or you're listening
Mm.
to this at a
Yeah,
later
yeah.
point of time.
I've heard that.
So that is the same thing. So this
Yeah.
live stream feeds a lot of other content streams also.
I was watching your free speech video today.
Which one?
The one where you talk about how these people from these right fingers come and say that, oh, okay, where is Kangana Ranaut's free speech when she
The
said
Veer Das one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. If
Yeah.
Veer Das has free speech, why not Kangana Ranaut?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
that I didn't know exactly how to argue against that until
Hmm.
I watched what you said in your video.
A
Made a
free
lot of sense.
society, free
Yeah,
speech needs a free
cannot
society to
exist
exist.
without a
Yeah.
free society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Free
I'm glad I'm being
speech.
so helpful to so many people.
Yeah, I also began thinking about it, and I think free speech is actually meaningless if it's not in the hands of those without power. Free speech is a tool to question power and authority, right?
Yeah.
So if it's in the hands of someone who already has power, it's pointless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's a like when powerful people say that they have the right to say things that endanger the lives of people who are less powerful than them, they're only
mm,
using free speech as an excuse. They're not actually engaging in free speech.
mm, yeah.
By the way, there is a question that you might be interested in. Milind has asked this in a 100 rupees super chat. Had seen one video of Sadhguru wandering around some round rocks at Europe, moving mala and saying this is linga and it is having radiation and vibration. Do you know what he's talking about?
I don't know, but I do know that there was this traffic cone or something.
Ha ha ha
Uh,
ha.
you know about that, right?
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
was a
yeah.
news
Somebody
story,
put it in a park and
and
people
Hindus
from
started worshipping
Hindus
it.
started worshipping it. I think
Yeah.
there is. So here's the thing. My view is that if a group of people is far away from its homeland and it is
Mhm.
missing its religious traditions a lot, it is very likely that they will go for something like this. There are people in India, uh, expatriates from America and Europe, who visit local churches because they're missing home, even though they were not going to church when they were back home. When I was in Odisha as a kid, I did not take religious ceremonies very seriously. But one of the reasons I headed towards the right wing is because when I was in Mumbai all by myself, I started missing my religious culture. So these things happen. I don't blame them for that. It is kind of silly, but it is understandable why that happens. People look for, memories in tangible ways. So they turned this rock into a shivling. But Sadhguru saying this was not about him missing it. Sadhguru saying
Yeah.
it was him trying to sound sciencey, radiation and vibration and all that.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what will your live stream be like, man? Like you want to do
So
1 hour live streams and you want to take questions and answers?
I don't know about questions and answers. I haven't thought about that, but I've thought about what the first live stream should be on.
Okay.
I am gonna react to some of my critics, some of the people who use titles like "Science is Dope" exposed in their title. So I want to watch it and react to it.
Okay.
And they wouldn't dare. I'm assuming they wouldn't copyright strike me because they're using my video in their video. So yeah. So yeah, I'll react to that.
That is not a guarantee, by the way. They may still copyright strike you.
Then I'm gonna copyright strike them. What? They're using
Yeah.
my content. Yeah.
Yeah, but you should not say it publicly because then you're admitting that you're doing a copyright strike without intending it as a copyright strike.
Well, too late
Let's just
now,
say,
right?
let's just say he's going to do things.
Yeah, I'm gonna do things. Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Pranav, you should probably go to sleep. We are at 1
Yeah,
hour
I
22
think I
minutes.
should.
And
Yeah.
thank you for joining, man. Thank you so much for joining, and best of luck
Yeah,
with the new channel.
for
Do
sure.
let me know if you want me to come on it, and even if you
Yeah,
don't want me to come on it, I'll just join anyway. So that is
yeah.
not an issue.
I'll call you in. All right,
Yep.
man. See you.
Yep. Good night. So that was Pranav. And with that, we reached the end of today's episode. I will see you today. This was the last live stream of the week. Today is Friday. Saturday is tomorrow. Sunday is the day after. These 2 days, there will be no live stream. I will see you on Monday at 10 p.m. And we will talk about, as I mentioned earlier in this episode, uh, content creation advice. If anyone of you wants to start a YouTube channel, a podcast, a newsletter, a blog, or anything, and you have doubts about it or questions about it, or even if you have questions about what to post, then you could come back on Monday and we will talk about it. Jashmin says, finally it became a chill stream. Yeah, it was a chill stream. So yeah, I'll just remind everyone that I'm an independent content creator and I post content on this live stream channel and on my main YouTube channel and my podcast and my blog and other places like Instagram. I do this all and my work is sponsored by people like you. So if you want to support this channel, you can click the join button below and become a member of this channel. You can also send a super chat. Also, you can, if you want to, you can become a patron on patreon.com/Vimo, where you can make a monthly or annual pledge. Or if you want to make a one-time donation without any monthly or annual obligations, you can simply go to my blog, which is vimo.stck.me, and you can make a one-time contribution of whatever amount you see fit. This live stream talks about atheism, religion, Indian contemporary culture. The idea is to build a community of people who talk about things that are not commonly talked about and things that need to be talked about. So if you want to help in that, you can do so. Also, I have a gaming channel at youtube.com/VimoPlays, where I sometimes post gameplay videos. If you want to, if that is your kind of thing, you can subscribe to it. And if you want to listen to this podcast as audio only, all the episodes are available at www.vimo.in, which is the official website of the podcast called Vimo Live. It is available on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Ghana.com, Geo7, and everywhere else. And with that, we reach the end of today's episode. I will now say goodnight to you and hope to see you here on Monday at 10 p.m. Until then, bye bye.